Alright, as you guys pick up and continue to work on your teacher appreciation parts, I want to just show you a couple of things and give you a couple of reminders about how to use Inventor. So the first of the reminders is to make sure that you're in the right units. In order to do that, we're going to go to Tools and then Document Settings, and you can then change the units. Instead of inches, you can go to millimeters. This is just a good reference in the future for changing your units. You got to click Apply and then Close, and now our units are in millimeters, and we can change back to 3D model. So when you're creating your part, whatever your design is, just a couple of reminders. The first is that if you are creating something like, let's say, a circle, let's see, we'll make it 30 millimeters in diameter. So when I've made this circle and I've extruded it and given it depth, anytime I create a design on top of that, I need to be careful that I'm not just creating lines on the face here, because lines, as I've mentioned before, lines don't show up on our 3D printer. So when you're creating certain features, like if I want to put text on there, I can do that. So whatever I'm doing, MMS, I've put that on there. I can then extrude that, but if I wanted to add something creative to that, maybe wanted to add some lines to create an effect, those lines are not actually going to show up until they are a closed shape. So in order to make these lines a closed shape, I would have to then make them some sort of a closed object. So I would have to take this line, even if just making it a really small triangle like that, it's now a closed shape. And so when I go to extrude this, finish sketch, when I go to extrude, you'll notice that this one shows up, and I can actually extrude this one and cut into my material, and whereas this one that's just a line will not, because it's just a line, it's not a closed shape. Alright, so that's the first of our reminders. Second reminder, so I've just started a new part. The second reminder is that if you're trying to make something and you found like an image on the internet that you kind of want to replicate that design, you can do that. There's a little bit of a process that goes into it. First, you have to be in a 2D sketch. So let's just say I select the XY plane. I need to first find the image that I want off of the internet, and you need to make sure that you save the image as, and you can save it as whatever, and that's going to save most likely to your downloads. So for this one, we'll just save it as cross, and when I go to Inventor and I'm in a sketch, that's key, you have to be in a sketch, you're going to click on this image button, and then you're going to locate the downloads folder. So I'm going to click this little drop down, go to my downloads, and then wherever the image is that you're looking for, you're just going to click on that and open it up. You're just going to get a wire box until you actually place it. So I'm going to place it here at the origin, and you'll notice that it may be too large for what you need. So I'm going to escape out of that and actually going to dimension this to be what I want. So in this case, I'm going to make this dimension, just clicking on the outside edge, I'm going to make that, let's see, 60 millimeters. Okay, so I can go to my home view. It's now 60 millimeters, which is inside of our range, and I'll notice that this is actually the same. I'm actually going to change this to 50, and then I can go into my image, and I'm actually going to have to like trace it to give it shape. Right now Inventor sees it as a flat image, and it can't do anything with it until you've actually gone through and created some sort of a contour, and you may have to zoom in to make this look better. You can also end the line and then pick it up again if you want something, like if you mess up or if you want to make changes. So you can keep going and following around The key to doing this is that you want to make it closed. So if you are doing all of this and you don't close the shape, like right now, if I just stopped and tried to extrude this, it wouldn't let me because it's not a closed shape. So I like to take one tool and just go all the way around until I'm back to the original point, and then you can extrude it and give it some sort of a 3D depth. There you go. If you have any additional questions, you're welcome to let Mr. Cowsbeak know.